All right, guys, here we go. We're going to work on lesson 54 today. So you should have your workbook out, your connecting math book, your pencil, and you should be ready to rock and roll. All right, look at the screen. I have some number families up here. Remember that when you have a line with an arrow, that means multiplication. Okay, it has one of the factors and the product, but you're missing the other factor. Okay, so let's go through these. A, 2 times what number gives you 2? Should say 1. B, 2 times what gives you 4? 2 groups of 2. C, 2 times what number gives you 6? 2 groups of 3. D, 2 times what number gives you 8? Could have 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And E, 2 times what number gives you 5? Let's say 5. 2 groups of 5 is the same as 10. Oh, sorry. 2 times what number gives you 10? I gave you the answer. It's 5. Okay? In your workbooks, part 1. Part 1 is all division problems. So the number inside of the house, that is the number that you are breaking apart, and you are breaking them into groups of the number that's on the outside. So right now I want you to pause the video and work on part 1. So pause and part 1. All right, guys, you should be done with part 1. Let's go over some of these. I'm going to read across. A, 8 divided by 2 is 4. B, 6 divided by 2 is 3. C, 4 divided by 2 is 2. D, 6 divided by 3 is 2. E, 10 divided by 2 is 5. F, 2 divided by 2 is 1. G, 4 divided by 2 equals 2. H, 10 divided by 2 is 5. I, 8 divided by 4 is 2. J, 8 divided by 2 is 4. K, 2 divided by 2 is 1. L, 6 divided by 2 is 3. M, 20 divided by 5 equals 4. N, 5 divided by 5 equals 1. O, 15 divided by 5 equals 3. P, 10 divided by 5 equals 2. And Q, 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Okay? All right. We're going to start talking about fractions a little bit with connecting math. This is going to be great because we are kind of getting into fractions in our regular class, so this is going to be perfect. I want you to look at this addition problem. It's always really best to look at the denominator first to see what we're cutting our shape or our object into how many parts. So in this case, each of our fractions are broken into 4 parts. Now we have been learning in class that if fractions have the same denominator, you are good to add or subtract them. If they do not have the same denominator, you have to make it so that they do. And we're going to use those factors and multiples in order to figure out what we can change our denominators to. In this case, we don't need to change them because they're the same. The denominator is staying the same. We're going to leave it fourths. So if you think about when we had the fractions on a number line, each of the units was cut into 4 parts, and then you're just adding all the shaded parts together. That's basically what you're doing when you add fractions. Okay? So this is read 3/4 plus, or add 5/4. You should recognize right away, this is a typical fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, but this one is improper, meaning the top number is greater than the bottom number. So that's an improper fraction. That's not normally the way that we see them. Okay, so this is an indicator that this fraction is greater than 1. So when we get our answer, we know that our fraction is already going to be greater than 1. Okay, well, let me flip my book. There we go. All right, looking at the next one. Okay, this problem is 3/4 plus 2/5. Are any of the numerators bigger than the denominators? The answer is no. Okay, so none of them are greater than 1. Look at the denominators or the bottom numbers. Are they the same? No, that means we cannot add these two fractions together like this. Okay, and we're going to talk about what you need to do when you have two fractions with different denominators, but you cannot add these two together. They have to have the same denominator in order to add or subtract. Okay? How about this one? Do they have the same denominator? Yes, they do. That means we can add these. If they have the same denominator, you're just adding the parts together up here, and you're keeping your denominator the same. So I know that when I add these two together, my denominator is still going to be 4. So if I cut the first one into 4 and the second one into 4, the answer is still going to be out of 4. Okay, the denominator stays the same. And then you want to add the numerators together. So what is 3 plus 2? Correct. 3 plus 2 is 5. So if we added these two together, we would have 5/4. And again, you should recognize that this is improper. So this answer is greater than 1. All right. Looking at these. Okay, looking at these. How about this one? Can I add these two fractions together the way they are? Immediately you should be like, no, you can't, because 9 and 2 are not the same denominator. When you're adding and subtracting, you have to have the same denominator. How about this one? Can I add these two fractions together? Yep, 9 and 9, both the denominators are the same. I can go ahead and add. How about these two fractions? Look at the denominator. Can I add these two fractions together? Yes, because 5 and 5, the same denominator I can add together. And this one, can I add these two together? You should say no. 8 and 5 are not the same denominator. You would have to change them, and I'm going to show you how to do that eventually, but you would need to change them in order to add. You cannot add them like this. Okay, so let's go back and add the ones that we can. Look at this one. You guys said, yes, we can add these together. Our denominator is going to stay 9, because that doesn't change. And then we're just going to add 4 plus 7 is 11. So now we have 11/9. Again, improper means it's greater than 1. How about this one? Denominator is going to stay the same. It's going to be 5. And let's add the 3 plus the 6 is 9. So we have 9/5. Again, 9 is bigger than 5, so it's improper. It's greater than 1. Okay? All right. Flippy, flippy. Let's get back to telling time a little bit. We talked in past lessons about the hour hand and the minute hand on an analog clock. These are times from a digital clock. So if you're looking at the bottom of your computer, or if you're looking at your watch, or if you're looking on your phone, you're going to see digital time. And you need to know how to read that. We write digital time with the hour first, and then a colon, and then the number of minutes. Okay, so let's read these. A, what would A be? Should say 12. 8 hours and 12 minutes, or 8:12 is the time. How about B? You should say 4:10. It is 4:10 in the afternoon or the morning, and it's 4 hours and 10 minutes. C. 4:03. D. 5:01. And E. 4:06. Okay, that's digital time. Let's change gears to analog time. This is what you see in your classrooms, the big clocks in the back or the front. And we talked about the two different hands, the hour and the minute. Okay, this clock has just the very long hand. The long hand is the minute hand. Okay, this is the minute hand. That's the really long one. The minute hand right now is pointing to the 12, but we're really not using the big numbers. We're using these tiny little tick marks. So if I'm starting at the very beginning, this counts as 0. So this is literally like 0 o'clock. There's no hours and there's no minutes at this point. Okay? So if the minute hand is on the 12, that means there's 0 minutes. So it doesn't matter where the hour hand is, you know you're at the beginning of an hour. So if the hour hand was pointing to the 3, it'd be 3 o'clock. If it's pointing to the 6, it'd be 6 o'clock because there's no minutes. You're at 1 whole hour. Okay, how about these? Now you're going to see that short hour hand and the long minute hand. Okay? Remember, if the hour hand is between two numbers, you always go back. Because remember, it's at 8. It hasn't quite gotten to 9 yet, so it's still 8 o'clock. So 8 is the hour, and then here is the minutes. Remember, each one of these groups of numbers is equal to 5, so we can count by 5. So it's 8, 5, 10, 15, 20. It's 8:20. This one, the hour hand is pointing to the 4 o'clock. The minute hand is up here, so we're going to count 5. So it is 4:05. How about this one? This one right here. You think about it in your head, and I'm going to tell you how to count it now. Okay. It is still on the 8 because it hasn't quite gotten to 9, so it's 8 o'clock. But let's count the minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20. But now we have some in the middle, so we got to count this. So we're at 20. Now we're going to start counting by ones. 21, 22, 23. It is 8:23. Okay, you count by 5s until you get close, and then you count by 1s. Let's try this one. It's 4 o'clock. And we'll count by 5s. 5, now 1s. 6, 7. So 4:07. 4:07. Look in your workbook. Let's look at part 2. I want you to write the time for those 4 clocks. So pause and work on part 2. All right, you should be done with part 2. So let's look at the first clock. Your first clock should have been 9. The hour is 9 because it hasn't quite gotten to 10. And then 15. If you count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, you're right at the 15. The next one, the hour is still 9, but now you count to the 15 and then you count 4 more, you're at 19, 9:19. C, 5:40, you should be counting by 5s the whole way until you get over to the 8, and that would be the same as 40, because 5 times 8 is 40. And D, oops, isn't this clicking? There we go, 5:38. Because again, it's 5 o'clock, and if we count by 5s, we get to 35, and then we have to count by 1s until we get to 38. So 5:38. Okie doke. Last little thing we're going to do, okay, we're going to talk about variables a little bit. Variables are numbers that are represented by letters, okay? So in this case, we don't know what these equal, but we do know that A plus B is the same as C. Okay, we just don't know their values yet. Hold on one second. Okay, so look at these. We've talked about this before. This is addition. That means we have 2 addends in our answer, or our sum. So if we're missing an addend, what do we have to do with our answer and the addend that we do have? Right, you should say, well, we have to subtract those in order to figure out the answer. So in this case, we would do 30 minus 17. What would we do for B? You should have said 45 minus 9 to get the answer. C, 73 minus 51 to get the answer. And D, 42 minus 38 to get the answer. Okay? All right, you guys have some work in your workbook to do, so you are going to finish each of the workbook parts. We did 1 and 2 together. You're going to finish the rest. All right, good job today, guys.